Hi, it's Jimmy. This is Henry. And we're just going to go through day 38 of, geez, don't look at me like that, of 75 hard, but for golf. We're currently, I say he's literally doing nothing. But what we're going to do is we're just over halfway. And yesterday, lunchtime was 37 and a half days. That's halfway. I'm just going to go through some of the footage of what I had from like way back. I've got some of these footages from November, some of it from September, just to show you how far I've actually come in this 37-day period. I know you can't see too much of it at the moment, and it hasn't shown the last couple of days because I've been tired and haven't really been converting to good chook run scores, but I can definitely see a lot of improvement on my end. This Wednesday night, I really want to have a back nine of only using like 42 or 43 shots. I feel like I've got it in me, and I'm going to be rested enough to make sure I'm okay. Today, I was actually supposed to play golf with Marshy at Kyla. We're going to film the whole 18 holes and then do a bit of a thing, but I had to cancel that. I was not on, no energy, no bueno. So Marshy and I are then going to play next Sunday at Shep. Hopefully I can film all 18 holes there. We'll see how we go. Don't hold me to that one. And yeah, we're going to go through some old stuff, some new stuff. We're going to talk about what I've done so far, and hopefully it all works out in the end. All right. Thank you. See you tomorrow. All right, so this is probably one of my worst shots ever. This is at Cosgrove. You can see it's a pitching wedge. I took the club back. I'm dipping my head down. I'm standing up slightly, and I'm hitting a fair bit behind the ball. So we're just going to look at that once more, and this is a real baseline of where I was at. So shoulders dipping forward. I'm tilting forward. My hands are really high up. I have a little bit of a lift in my body, and then I just throw the club straight down. So it's a very sharp angle of attack. This one here is, again, very similar, just sort of done the exact same thing. I'm up. This is probably day 6, I think. And again, I just thin that one down the back. Everything was just going too quick. But compare that to a 9-iron that worked really, really well. And you can see I've just sort of slapped that ball. This one's gone a little bit left, but that's okay. The actual motion and the way that I've been hitting it was so much better. So I'm a lot more stable through the swing, and the tempo is a lot better, and I don't duck down. You see there's a slight little dip, but nothing drastic is what it was, and there's no real massive uplift in my body. Slapped that ball just nicely, so that was pretty good. This is another shot here that I had on day 1, and you could see the tempo was really, really quickly. I cut right across that ball. Comparing the two side by side, you can see my structure is so much better. My lead arm is straight. My follow arm, or whatever you want to call it, is tucked in just nice, and the swing between the two is just chalk and cheese. So these two swings are 20 days apart, and you can see drastic improvement. This was just a great little wedge shot from last Wednesday night's chook run. Again, same club, same feels, going slow. You see I'm not really dipping. I'm not really standing up. I'm nice and controlled throughout that swing, and I just get that ball on a nice line. So these are the little things that I've noticed a lot that you really can't tell. Now, I've then done a fair bit of work with my short game. Here I was nowhere near the pin trying to get near it. Hossled a couple here. That one there went too close to my feet, I guess, and this one was a bit chunky. So I've put a lot of work in my short game, and I'm doing less of that now. So here a nice little pitching wedge just went up. If you remember the video, that ended up being about 2 feet away from the hole. Here another wedge. My tempo was probably a little bit fast, but I just swung a little bit harder because I clubbed up and it landed on the green. I was able to get that in a 2-putt in. A nice little chip shot. If you remember this video, this was probably 3 meters past. I ended up making the putt on the way back. And this one, I nearly holed it. It went through, it bounced 6 inches before the cup, rolled up. But I was able to make the up and down, which is great because that's what I need to do, saving strokes that way. So another nice little chip here. My short game has been improving. But as you can see, this is from the same round, except this was a nasty little 3-putt. I've been spending a fair bit of time working on my putting, and that's why I need to practice. So no good there. Really nice 7-iron here onto the green. This is only a handful of days ago. This might have been day 32. One of them went over the back, a nice little chip shot in, and then you can see 2 balls in this footage. So the one that I'm putting now is my first shot. The one that's closest to the pin there is my second chip shot over the back. And I was able to get to the chip shot up and down and 2-putt the other one. So both of them were the same amount of strokes, but that was really quite nice. The next thing I did, and I've done it a few times, is actually spend a fair bit of time putting on the green. So that's from like day 19 or something like that. You saw my video yesterday doing a fair bit of it. Now, the bump and run is something that I really want to get right because I haven't been able to master it just yet, but I've spent a few days practicing it, and this is only 2 shots of that. But then also, when we're talking about short game, I really wanted to get my bunkers right. And this was actually a really fun game that I played where I was playing every hole a par 3 from the bunker, so I want to do that again. And then my driver. Okay, so I went from snap hooking it here in November to, if you remember my driver video, I snap hooked a few of them, but then I ended up nailing a nice little peach of a drive here, tight draw. So
Perfect.
most of my drives now are either little tight draws like this, or they're just straight out to the right-hand side. I'm going to look at that one again because that's nice.
Perfect.
But I think that's all the footage I've got here, and if it is, the screen's going to go blank, and then I'll just see you tomorrow for day 38. It is. Yeah, cool. Everyone have a great time, and I'll catch you then.